Hi lovelies, welcome back to my tutorial for today. Thank you for stopping by, and please, if this is your first time, help out by hitting on that red icon to subscribe. In our today's class, we shall be looking at how to make a maxi gown with an off-shoulder maxi dress. Okay, alright, so first we'll be cutting the upper part before the down aspect of the dress. Okay, so here I folded my fabric into two, so we'll be cutting the front part first, okay, before the back part. And I'll also show you guys how to attach a cup to our dress, okay. All right, so here the measurement that I'll be needing is our half length measurement, okay, and the half length for those dresses is 15 inches. I'll be adding 1 inch for I'll be adding 1 inch, making it 16 inches. Okay, then from remember I've already minused 4 inches for our off shoulder. Okay, you can decide to minus 5, but I'm minusing 4 because the dress is not that off. Okay, all right, so here, so from my measurement now, we'll be starting from this 4 inches here. All right, so from this 4 inch now, I'll mark my 16 inches. Okay, then our shoulder to our under bust is 14 inches. I will add half an inch that will take away from the upper part for the folding. Then from shoulder to our nipple measurement is 11 inches. I'll also add half to make it 11 and a half. Okay, so the difference I have here now is 3 inches. So I'll go up by 3 inches to get our upper bust. Okay, I'll just connect the lines. Okay, now I'll go ahead and impute our circumference. So at this upper part where our measurement starts from, we will take our shoulder measurement, and the shoulder I'm working with here is 16 inches. Divided by 2 will give us 8. So because this is an off shoulder, we will taking 2 inches minus by 8 to give us 6 inches. Okay, all right, so here we take our bust circumference, and the bust we are working with is 43 inches. Divide by 4 will give us 10.75. Okay, then I'll add extra 2 inches for our allowance. The waist I'm working with is 40 inches. Divide by 4 will give us 10 inches. And I'll add extra 2 inches for our allowance. Okay, so after this, now the next thing is to impute our bust span measurements. Our bust span is the difference between one nipple to the other nipple, and what I have is 8 inches. Divide by 2 will give me 4 inches. Okay, all right, so here now I will mark my 4 inches, then I'll add my sewing allowance. I'm using 2.5 for my allowance for my sewing. So if you're using half an inch, you can also impute that. But since I'm using 2 and a half, sorry, since I'm using quarter an inch, so I'll be making use of 4.25. Okay, so here I'll mark my 4.25, and I'll also mark my 4.25 here. and also mark it here. So coming up here to the shoulder part, I will mark 5 inches. Okay, so here I will make a straight line to connect it. Hope you're seeing what I'm doing. Okay, here at our waistline, I will come out by 1 inch at the both sides. Okay, so here I will mark 1 inch, and I'll mark 1 inch at this side. Coming up here to our under bust, I will mark 1 inch at this side, and I'll mark another 1 inch at this side. Okay, then at this point now, at our nipple point, I will come down by 1 inch and I'll go up by 1 inch. Okay, here I will connect it with a straight line from my under bust to my waistline. I'll connect it with a straight line. Okay, so from here, okay, so at my shoulder line, I will come out by 1 inch again and come out by 1 inch at both sides. Then I will connect it to join this line, this 1 inch here at my upper bust. Okay, so here I will just connect it this way. Okay, so I'll just go ahead now and connect it to this other line this way. Okay, all right, so we go back now and impute what we are going to remove for our dart at this part. So here we have 2 inches, so we'll be adding extra 1 inch for our joining, so we have 3 inches. So we come here now and add back that 3 inches here. Then as for this place, we have 1 inches here plus 1 for joining. We have 2 inches, so I'll go ahead now and add my 2 inches at my bust area. Okay, all right, coming to this place, I have 2 inches plus 1 inch, making it 3 inches. Okay, so here I will add back my 3 inches. So from this point now, I will connect it to my armhole. Okay, then I'll connect those 2 lines. All right, okay, before I cut, let me make my neckline. I'm just coming down by 3 inches, or sorry, I'll come back by 2.5 inches. Okay, so I will just connect it straight. We like say just v-neck. You can just make any choice, any neckline of your choice here. All right, so I'll just go ahead now and cut this out. So this is what we have. Alright, so I'll just go ahead now and notch this because it will serve as a guide when we are inputting our cup. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and notch this. Okay, so I'll go over now and cut out our back piece. Okay, for our back piece, we'll also fold it into two. Okay, then take our measurement. I mark 2 inches here for our zipper. Okay, then from 4 inches again, I will take to my half length 15 plus 1, which is 16 inches. Okay, remember that our measurement is starting from this 1 inch, but we are going to place it at 4 inches to the fabric. Okay, because we are taking out this 4 inches. All right, okay, so here I'll mark my under bust measurement, which is 14.5 inches. This is not that necessary. I just want to use it and get my upper bust measurement. Okay, so this is my nipple, my shoulder to nipple measurement. So from there now, just take 3 inches. Okay, so this is the line that I want. I just do this to achieve this upper part, or you can just go ahead and measure the chest measurement of your client. That is to get your upper bust measurement. All right, so here I'll just make a straight line to connect it. Okay, so the next thing to do is to impute our measurements. So here we have 10.75, that is 43 divided by 4 give us 10.75. I'll mark my 10.75, then I'll add extra 2 inches for our ease. Remember, all our measurement is starting from this point. Okay, this place is not included because this is where our zip will be sitting. All right, okay, so here I'll take my waist measurement. My waist is 40 inches divided by 4 will give us 10 inches. Okay, so here I also add 2 inches. So coming up here, our shoulder measurement is 16 divided by 2 will give us 8 minus 2 to give us 6 inches. Okay, all right, so the next thing to do is to impute our dart. So we use our bust band for it. So 4 inches, that is 4.25. That also marked my 4.25 here. Also mark my 4.25 here. Okay. All right. Here I'll mark my 4.25. I'm marking 4.25 all through. I did not go in by extra inches. Remember, at the front part here we go by 7.5, making it 5 inches, but here we are making it straight. Okay, all right, so I will just connect it. All right, so here I'm going to add back 1 inch here that I will use to join those bodies. Okay, so here I'll add extra 1 inch, and I'll add extra 1 inch here too, and I'll also add extra 1 inch to the shoulder part. So here I will just make a straight line to connect this. So I'll go ahead now and at this back I'll just minus 2 inches. I'll just come down by 2 inches here. Okay. I'll go ahead and open up this part for our zip. Okay, so this is what I have for my front, and this is for the back piece. Okay, all right. Oh, sorry, I did not cut out this. All right, so the next thing to do now is to cut out my hairstay and my pepper stay. Okay, that I will use to gum the borders before attaching my cup. Okay, I usually do this so that it will make the dress to have weight. Okay, so that when I fix the cup it will be firm. All right, so here I will cut out 2 pieces of this. I'll cut out 2 pieces of this for the front and 1 piece of this. Okay, 2 pieces of hairstay and 1 piece of this, making it 3 that I will use for the front. Then for the back I'll be just cutting only 1 pepper gum for the back. Okay, let me just cut it and show you what I mean. Okay, so here I have one of my hairstay for the front part, and I have pepper stay, and I have double of my hairstay. Okay, this is for the center front. All right, then this is for the both side of the front. Okay, okay, and this is the back. I just got single of the pepper stay. Okay, this is for the pepper gum. So I'll just go ahead now and cut out lining for it, and I'll also use my iron to iron it at the back piece of my fabric. Okay, all right. Okay, so I've carefully ironed it to the fabric. As you can see, this is all the back piece. So the center back, and this is both the sides. All right. Okay, so this is for the front. Okay, I've also cut out my linings for it. So I'll go to my machine now and join it this way. Okay, this way. And I will join this one also. Then after joining it, I'll come back and show you how I'll be attaching our cup to it. Okay, as you can see, I've carefully attached the bodies, both the fronts, and I've gone ahead to add one of the cup. Okay, so what I did is just to find the midpoint of my cup by folding it into two. Make sure that these 2 points, okay, touches this way. Okay, so just use your colored chalk to mark it this way. All right, and also mark here. So these 2 points now will serve as the mid edges. Okay, so the next thing to do is to find your underbust where you notched. But first of all, after attaching this, use your iron to open it up and iron it, okay, so that it will be flat this way. All right, so now look for your underbust, then take this down edge to the underbust this way and stitch. As you can see, what I did here, just stitch it a little bit, okay, then take it up. Make sure that you flatten up those points, okay, so that you will get the upper part well this way. Okay, then you stitch up your upper bust, and after that you have something like this. Okay, all right, so I'll go to the machine and stitch up those parts. I've also joined my lining and the back piece, so I'll go ahead now and use my lining to turn it up. Then after attaching this other cup, I will use my lining also to turn it up. Okay, so for the down part of our dress, the full length that we are working with is 58 inches minus 4 inches that we take out for our off shoulder to give us 54 inches. Then our half length is 15 inches, so 54 minus our 15 inches will give us 39 inches. So here I have 45 inches length. Okay, so I'll be using all this 45 because you know this is a maxi dress and it has to drop at the floor. Okay, so I'll be using this 45 inches, the full wrapper, the length of the wrapper. Okay, and I'll also use it for my folding. All right, so here I have 3.5 of those fabric, so I just divided it into 2 equal parts. Reason, because this dress will be having a pocket. Okay, if I'm to sew a dress that I don't want to attach a pocket, I don't need to divide it. What I will just do is to just join the whole of my front. I will just join the front and the back side, okay, leaving the zipper open. Okay, then I'll now attach this. I'll now gather this round the waistline. Okay, then I will stitch it up at the front part where there will be the slit. Okay, all right, but since this dress is having a zipper and also a pocket, okay, I will be dividing it into two, and I've already done that. I've already divided it into two, so I'll just join the back piece and I will join the back piece. Okay, then I will attach this. I'll just make a slit where my zip will pass through to the down part. Okay, then after that I will join the front part to the front upper dress. Then I'll come back and show you how I'll be making my slit. All right. Okay, for the sleeve, looking at the picture, you see that one shoulder is a short sleeve and the other one is a circle sleeve. Okay, so first I'll be cutting the the flay parts, we have 2-step flay there. So I'll be using 7 inches and 5 inches. Okay, so here we're using 2 inches for the armhole and 7 inches for the length. So making it 9 inches. So here I'll be marking my 2 inches and I'll be marking my 7 inches. Okay. Okay, so I'll just go ahead now and connect it. Okay, here I have my 2 sleeve. I have 5 inches length and 7 inches. Okay, I've done a tutorial on how to calculate a perfect off shoulder sleeve. So I'll be dropping the link so you can just click and watch. So after calculating for this dress, I have 8 inches. So I'll be adding 1 inch for our joining. Okay, so that 8 divided by 2, because this is into 2, will give us 4, plus that 1 inch will give us 5. So here I'll just take my tape this way and get my 5 inches. Okay, so here I will mark my 5 inches here. So from this place now, okay, so I think this side of the flay is okay for me, but if not, if you want it to be much, you can connect it from here to this point. Okay, or you can connect it from here to this, depending on how you want it. All right, so I will just connect mine this way. Okay, so here I'll be taking off this. Okay, so here I'll be having this. So I'll also go ahead now and cut out my 10 inches band. Okay, then I'll cut for the second sleeve. Okay, so I'll just go ahead now and open up this. Then sew it up. Then attach my band to it. Okay, now attach my band to it. Alright, then I'll use my bias. I won't be cutting lining for the sleeve. I'll use my bias to tape the mouth. Alright, then this is for the second sleeve. I have 10 inch by 3.5, so I'll cut out a lining to line it up. Alright, so I'll just quickly go to my machine and join it all, then I'll come back and show you how I will be imputing my slit. Okay, I've joined the down part to the upper part. This is the front part of it. Okay, and initially I say that I divided the down part into 2. So the first part I attach it to the front, then the back part I divided it into 2 again. Okay, so this is one part and this is the second part. Okay, all right. So now coming to the front part, where our slit will be sitting. You have to make sure that you arrange the dress very well. Okay, then following this slit here, you are going to trace it. Okay, I'm going to trace this line. Okay, down to the hem part. All right. So here you consider how open you want your slit to be. So for this, I'll be using 18 inches from my waistline. Okay. So from this waistline now, I'll measure 18 inches. Okay. Now let's say 17. Okay, now so from this end, I'll take my slits or open it up to this point and I will stop. Okay, all right. So now I've opened it up. So what I will do now is either you use your bias to tape it or you just use a little bit of inch. Okay, like half an inch to close it up. All right. So I'm going to close it up now, round. Then after that, I will join my side using my body measurement, the bust and the waist measurement to close it up. Okay, to close here up and the other part, then leaving the zipper side open where I'll be attaching my lining from. Okay, so I'll close up here and this side, then after that here will be open. Then I'll cut out my lining. Of course your lining don't need to reach to this 17 inches, so whatever thing you are cutting, make sure it doesn't exceed to this opening here. All right, so I'll just cut out my lining and use it to close it up. All right, then I'll fix my zip and my sleeve, and I'll show you the finishing part. Okay, so this is the result of our dress. All right, I also said something about inserting the pocket. Okay, after the half length, you just come down by 2 inches after the half length, then make 7 inches downwards where the pocket will be sitting. And secondly, I said something about the lining of the down parts. Okay, before I said you cut out a lining, then you turn it up. That should be when, if you are not inserting a pocket. But if you are putting a pocket to the dress, if you cut out your lining to be straight and use it to tape the round waist of the dress, that pocket won't work. Okay, so in that case you have to cut out your lining the same way you cut the down part, which is cutting here separate, then cutting two for the back, then you line them separately before joining it. All right, so thank you for watching till the end. Till we meet in my next class. And please, if you're yet to subscribe, don't forget to do so, and also help us to watch the ads, that's the advert. Thank you so much. Love you all. Bye.